Let's now begin this bulletin with some inputs coming in from Nepal. The crucial standing committee meeting that was supposed to decide the fate of Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has now been postponed to the 6th of July. According to reports, KP Sharma Oli and Prachanda were scheduled to have a separate meeting before the standing committee convened. But WION's sources now tell us that Prachanda never reached the Prime Minister's residence for this meeting. Oli is a co-chairperson of the NCP, but finds himself at odds with his equal in designation and equal in standing Pushpa Kumar Dahal or Prachanda. According to sources, the Nepal PM even threatened to split the party, standing firm on his stance. And now calls for Oli's resignation have started to come up with more frequency, as party leaders say that Oli has failed to properly run the government in Nepal. And the immediate point of contention is the recent anti-India rhetoric pushed forward by Oli. Several leaders say that Oli's strong remarks against India were neither politically correct nor diplomatically appropriate. WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibil is now joining us live for more updates on this story. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. So tell us, this crucial standing committee has now been postponed to 6th of July, and this was to decide the fate of the Nepalese Prime Minister KP Oli. So what lies ahead in Nepal's domestic politics?
Well, Priyanka, it has been a fast-paced week for the Nepali politics in Kathmandu. Number of meetings taking place, and now we know that standing committee meeting has been postponed. The ruling party standing committee meeting, now it will take place on Monday. So in a sense, it's a relief for Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, but only for 2 days. We know the criticism he is facing from not only within the country, but within the party as well, given the fact that there are fears now that the party might be heading towards a split. So that remains a biggest concern right now. But it is also the relationship between Nepal and New Delhi, because we know the government-to-government relationship is almost on a standstill, given the fact that Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has been using anti-India card many times now, including presenting a map.
Right. Now, give us a few more details about the situation in Nepal. We know that the Nepalese Prime Minister had earlier accused India of trying to topple his government, and now it seems that his own party is against him. So can we expect any statement from the Nepalese Prime Minister today over these developments?
Well, highly unlikely that he's going to come out with a statement, given the fact he hasn't, even on the day when he met the president and the cabinet suggested to the president, and the suggestion was taken to prorogue the parliament. That means that the Nepali Prime Minister will not be facing the no confidence motion. That means he is safe from any kind of major criticism inside the parliament. But if we talk about the Nepali Prime Minister's basic focus, modus operandi, he is playing nationalism card many times now. Remember, the Nepal Communist Party is a combination of two parties, one led by the Nepali Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, another by Prachanda. Now Prachanda is demanding his pound of flesh, and he is asking the Nepali Prime Minister to resign as soon as possible.
Right.
We know in the past the Nepali Prime Minister has been diverting the issue by making anti-India comments, but no longer that's working well. So that is why we know that amidst the growing criticism, he is likely to face more pressure from within the party on Monday.
All right, Siddhant, thank you so much for all your updates and your inputs on this story. We'll come back to you for more as this story develops. And now let's shift our focus and attention to developing tensions in the South China Sea area. Amid rising tensions in the region, the US will now send 2 aircraft carriers and several other warships to the disputed region in the coming days. While the military exercise was planned earlier, it comes at a very strategic time. This move comes just after a day after China was seen flexing its muscles in this disputed territory. The USS Nimitz and the USS Ronald Reagan carrier strike groups will conduct dual carrier operations in the area, and the US Navy said that the drills are to support a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Paracel and Spratly Islands are a disputed part of the South China Sea, with several countries laying claim on it. Even though China lays claim on 80% of the region, the US has long accused Beijing of militarizing the islands. Yesterday, the Pentagon had criticized this move, saying that the military exercises are the latest in a long string of actions to assert unlawful maritime claims. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo also slammed China, calling the moves highly provocative. Pompeo said, and I quote, "The PRC's military exercise in disputed waters of the South China Sea is highly provocative. We oppose Beijing's unlawful claims." China has, however, dismissed the US criticism of its drills, instead going ahead to suggest that the United States was to blame for increasing tensions.